Salutations, YouTube! I really shouldn't be making a video today. I just have so much to do. I have plots to twist, love triangles to create, lovable supporting characters to kill off. But you know what? I can't take it anymore! Contrary to popular belief, I can only ponder over the inner thoughts and motivations of a main character for so long before I want to kill them off in a Joss Whedon-esque fashion. Inhumanely, slowly, and as painful as I possibly can imagine. In case you haven't guessed it yet, I'm talking about NaNoWriMo. What is NaNoWriMo, you ask? NaNoWriMo, or National Novel Writing Month, is a practice done during the month of November, where people, instead of seeing how long they can go without shaving, try and accomplish the impossible. Write a 50,000-word novel in a month. I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually kind of fun. Now, if you're like me and are finding yourself overwhelmed by the world you've created, here are my top 5 tips for doing NaNoWriMo. Number 1, have a planning day. I don't know about you, but I need to organize my thoughts before I write. Otherwise, there's just no structured plot line, there's dozens of useless characters, and everything is just a hot mess. I find it helpful to write an outline of what you're going to write, just so you have some idea where you want your writing to go. If you're worried about making your 1,667 words a day quota, just work it into your other days. You've got 30 of them. You'll find some way to make up for that day of planning. Number 2, create a distraction-free zone. This is key. Get off the internet, turn off your phone or your beeper if you're from the 1980s. 99% of the time, whatever you want to do can wait for an hour or two while you write. Seriously, I even turn off my internet connection while I write. Number 3, if it's your first time around, try something simple. I was seriously overwhelmed my first time doing NaNoWriMo. I actually never ended up finishing my first novel. Sometimes plot lines and characters are really hard to keep track of. What I suggest is writing a collection of short stories. You're still getting in 50,000 words, but in shorter increments. Trust me, for first-time writers, it's a really good way to just get your feet wet. 4, find friends who are also doing NaNoWriMo. I did this last year. During the weekends, my friends and I would have writing parties where we would just go to someone's house, bring a bunch of junk food, and write for a good 3 hours. It was a great way to bounce ideas off people and get yourself focused to write. Number 5, don't worry about your story making sense. The great writer Ernest Hemingway once said, "Write drunk and edit sober." Now, I'm not telling you to get drunk for NaNoWriMo. It's honestly just a fun way to improve your writing. Just get the 50,000 words out this month, and you can spend December actually improving the novel if you want to. So there you are, my 5 tips for surviving NaNoWriMo. If this is your first time hearing about NaNoWriMo and you don't actually want to wait for next year to do it, you should totally just go ahead and start in December. This is actually my first year doing it in November. Previous years, I was usually in a play that opened the first or second week of November, so I just always did NaNoWriMo in December. It doesn't matter when you write, just as long as you do. For other tips, tricks, and as well as meeting other people who are also going through the long month struggle of writing, visit nanowrimo.org. I'll put a link to it in the description box. Like I said, it has a bunch of different goodies aspiring writers can use. Well, I'd better get back to my own novel. Happy NaNoWriMo, everybody, and I'll see you on the other side.